Please join us in the presentation of the colors. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join us in the Oklahoma flag salute. Salute, pledge.
I salute the flag of the state of Oklahoma. Its symbols of peace unite all people.
Together, let us sing our patriotic song. This is my country, land of my birth. This is my country, grandest on earth. I pledge my allegiance, America the bold. For this is my country, to have and to hold. Good morning. We will now take the moment of silence. Thank you.
Please join us in the reciting of the Women's Hymn.
Hi, my name is Aiden. The lunch menu for today is Boxco sticks, margarine sauce, chicken parmesan, corn, garskin, bean salad, jello, and cinnamon applesauce.
Our class has been learning songs to help teach us about and remember how to classify triangles.
We would like to sing one of those songs and model some types of the types of triangles we are learning about. We are going to sing a song 2 times. Please join in when we sing the second time.
Length of sides and angle types are all used to name and define the types of triangles we use in life. Learn the traits so you can name equilateral sides are the same. Isosceles, 2 sides the same length. Scaling those sides equate the angles and 3 sides. For a triangle, it's got an angle of 90 degrees. Acute angles are all less than 90. 2 sides got an angle more than 90 degrees. 3 angles and 3 sides. For a triangle, triangles, 3 angles, 3 sides. 2D forms used by humankind. Geometric forms that build our world. Raise pyramids high. Here's how to define equilateral sides are the same. Isosceles, 2 sides the
now like to hand over the assembly to our principal, Mr. Williams.
Good morning, Woodlands Wildcats.
Good morning, Mr. Williams.
It is Friday, January 31st, 2020 at Woodlands Elementary School. Thank you, Mr. Coleman's class, for that great assembly. Thanks for the song. We're learning about all the kinds of triangles, and so thanks for helping with that. You guys do that in class, right? All right, very good. Great learning tool we learn with music. This morning, Mrs. Anderson is coming with the Roar Award of the Week.
Good morning, Woodlands! Hey guys, we've got Mr. Moorhead's going to come present the Roar Award. We had so many to pick from, so it's got a good one here.
Good morning, everybody. Mrs. Anderson came up to me yesterday and said, hey, we didn't pick a Roar Award, and immediately I was just like, oh, man, there's so many I could think of. And so I just went with one of the first ones that popped in my mind. And it was a recent event that made me think of this person. We've been having some issues in remembering to whisper when we stay voice level 1 in the lunchroom. And this student brought up that, and it's a girl, and she's fairly new to Woodlands, and she's always helpful and cheerful in class. And she brought up that in her other school where she'd come from, they had the same problem. And she said what their teacher there taught them to do was to put their hand up on their voice box, and if they could feel it vibrating, that meant they weren't whispering. Because if they were whispering, you couldn't feel that vibration. And so, Nicole Polikowski, would you come on down? I just really appreciate having Nicole in class, and I'm glad she came to Woodlands. All right.
Say good job, Nicole. Good job, Nicole. Okay, guys, and next week we're starting a new initiative for the month of February. Remember, kindness was the one this month. You can always use kindness now because we are like the kindest people on earth. So, next week we're going to be doing a new initiative and doing some new stuff, so be ready.
Thank you, Mrs. Anderson, Mr. Moorhead, and congratulations, Nicole. Very proud of you. All right, a few things to mention before we do our class awards and head off to our classes this morning. On Sunday, tomorrow is the first day of February, which means that Sunday is February the 2nd. What happens on February the 2nd? Who can tell me what happens? What happens on February 2nd? Groundhog Day is on February the 2nd. From Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, Punxsutawney Phil comes out, the groundhog comes out of his burrow. If he sees a shadow, he says, up 6 more weeks of winter. If he does not see a shadow, like, hey, early spring. And so we'll see what Phil has to say on Sunday. That's just a fun thing for us to do. All right. Voice levels today at lunch are just like they have been all week, so those have not changed this week. Today, wild card rewards. The cart comes around at 2 o'clock. The reward time is at 2:30. It is for 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders this week. Make sure that you know before the cart gets there what you want from the cart. Also make sure that your name and class is on the back of any of those wild cards before you spend them. Next week, starting on February 3rd, we have an online parent survey. We do a parent survey every year, and we usually do it in coordination with our spring parent-teacher conferences. So parents, be watching for that. You will be emailed the link to that survey from your classroom teacher next week on Monday morning. And so be watching for that. We'll also be live on our website. And so we encourage all of our parents to take that. Our Our goal is for 55% of our families to participate in that, so that means we need about 145 families to participate in that survey, so thanks in advance, parents, for helping us with that. Also, our book fair starts next week, students. On next Thursday, February the 6th to the 13th, is our book fair in the library. We'll be doing some videos and assemblies next week. And information has been going home with you already, has been on Facebook for information on that. So that begins next Thursday on February the 6th. Parent-teacher conferences begin next week. Our goal is 100% of our families participating in that. Parents, if you have not signed up for a time for parent-teacher conferences, we encourage you to drop by the office on your way out this morning and sign up for a parent-teacher conference time. Students, remind your parents to call the office for a parent-teacher conference time. We want everybody there. But make sure you take a book this weekend so you can continue to work on your AR goals and plus have a lot of fun reading. Winston and Chris, would you all come on out? We have our class awards to give this morning. And remember, teachers, if your class wins an award, it is the Wildcat of the Week from your class that comes to receive the award. So be ready for that. All right. Winston, just stand right here. Okay, our first award is the Sparkling Dustpan Award, and it goes to the class that does the best job keeping their class shiny and clean throughout the week and helping our custodians' job to be just a little bit easier. And this week, the Sparkling Dustpan goes to Miss Wilburn's class. And I don't think she's in here. Miss Anderson, would you come out and get that award for her? And while she's coming, let's give them the Sparkling Dustpan celebration. Ready? Go! Fantastic! The next class award is our Golden Tray. Here we go. And the Golden Tray goes to the class that does the best job following all of our cafeteria procedures. And our Golden Tray goes to an intermediate class. And it goes to a third grade class. And it goes to Mrs. Kurtz's third grade class. And let's give them our Golden Tray celebration. Ready, go! Awesome! And it is time to count up Spirit shirts for the Spirit Award. Red shirts, navy blue shirts, any Woodlands shirt, and any lilac shirt. Woodlands. If your class has 50% or more participation, would you please stand up? If you have 60% or more, stay standing. 70% or more? 80% or more? 90% or more? 95% or more? Miss Nielsen's class, how many did you all have? What percent?
96!
98? What was your percentage?
96!
98? 96. So Miss Nielsen's class gets it.
No!
Oh, that's it. Okay. All right, we're going to start with Miss Nielsen's class. Send your Wildcat link down. On Tuesday afternoon, we will certified favorite nation. Congratulations.
Ha ha ha!